What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel again. Uh, Same script always. No, I don't want to give the same script, but I think greeting is the same. It has been the same only. So, but definitely, I will change the greeting as well with time. All right. So, what is the topic for today? The confidence gap. How English stops you from showing your true potential. Definitely. See, English, as you all know, is a language, but many a times, it stops us from showing us our true potential. I mean, we all have certain skills. We all have got some good potential in life. We all can do a lot of things. We all can achieve so much in our lives. But most of the time, what happens is that uh, maybe in your workspace, at your workspace is, I think, more appropriate in terms of grammar, right? So I should also not think much about grammar, but it's okay. Sometimes I also think, I'm just trying to get rid of this thing completely, but sometimes, it comes. When I was a beginner, so it used to come a lot, and you guys, must also be thinking a lot about grammar while speaking. Okay, but it gets reduced with time. The more we speak, the more uh, less bothered, or the less bothered we are about grammar. But it's just that we have to speak more as possible. Okay, so definitely we have got a lot of skills and potential and whatnot, but sometimes at the workspace, at a workplace, whatever the right word is, we often have to say something. We often have to convey something that we want to convey. But if let's say we have to say the same thing in English, so we generally don't feel like speaking, because we often think that what if my grammar, or what if my English is not that good? What will people think? Or how will people react after listening to my English? Sometimes we have to give presentation in our office, right? We have to speak in front of a group of people, uh, as a mirrored bunch of people. So I should also use bunch of people, right? So when we have to speak in front of a bunch of people in English, uh, we have got the presentation skills. We have got the knowledge, the skills, and everything in order to present what we want to present. But when it comes to speaking in English, we often feel quite hesitant and less confident, and we feel like, it's better to not get into giving this presentation, because it will be hell lot of difficult for me, and we often refrain ourselves from giving that presentation. We have to speak with, let's say, our client or customer, and if, let's say, they speak in English only, and we are not good at English as what we think, so we often refrain ourselves from getting into any conversation. So you know it could be a potential client, it could be a potential customer with whom we could have talked in English, and we could have converted him into a paying client or customer, but we end up not talking to them just because of our English, right? uh, let's say we want to move abroad. We know that, if we, let's say, move to any countries like, America or UK, or any European countries, or like Canada, Australia, we all know that these countries easily pay multiple times more money than India, if you reside in India, I'm assuming, right? So we know that, we can get a lot of money, multiple times more money we can make there. But it's English only that becomes a barrier. We know that, we might not be able to qualify the IELTS. We might not be able to move to abroad and do our things easily there, just because of this English thing. So we often again refrain ourselves from getting into such hassle or such process, and we think like, oh, it's better to just continue whatever I'm continuing, and it's better to focus on the current thing only, and not get into this moving abroad thing. So that is also another example where, we don't play at our potential just because of English. We have got the necessary skills for the job, or for the business, or for the work, whatever we want to do in abroad, but just because of English, we kind of change our plans, or we can say that our plans die, our dreams die, just because of English, right? uh, there are many instances like, maybe you want to change your job, existing job, and that uh, the job that I'm looking for, or the kind of profile I'm looking for in a particular type of company, it will be extremely important for me to go through the interview in English only. And that my English is not at all good, so I won't be able to uh, pass through the interview. So we often just stay complacent with our existing job only, so we don't even try for another job, or we don't switch just because our English is not in place. uh, Whereas we know, all the remaining skills, all the necessary skills and the experience and everything required is something that we have already, but it's just that English is something that we don't have, so we don't even try. So these are some of the examples that I just gave you, that we have got the necessary skills and potential, but still we don't try just because of English. Just because English becomes the barrier, we say no to a lot of opportunities, knowingly or unknowingly, deliberately, or we think like it's luck only that my English is not that good, so why even try. And sometimes we give ourselves unnecessary or baseless excuses also, like, oh, that job is maybe not that good, whatever I'm doing right now is already so good, we are in our own comfort zone, so we kind of give baseless excuses to ourselves that, okay, whatever I'm doing is okay enough. Is it's not that I require any sort of better job or better opportunity, or move, or movement to abroad, or or any better education or anything. We just give these sort of excuses, and our brain starts to think, yeah, whatever is going on is already fine now, is already good, so I don't have to try. But the reality is that whatever we are doing, or wherever we are, or wherever we are, it's not something that we are liking, it's not something that we are enjoying, it's not something at least that we want to continue forever or for a long time. We really want to get out of it, we really want to change our profession, we really want to tap on some new opportunities, but we don't do it just because of English thing. And we kind of start living in a delusion that, oh, English is not important, let's forget English. But English is very important. English makes you get more respect, people start taking you more seriously, you get more opportunities, you get higher paying scale. Comparatively, if you compare your job, existing job, with someone who is also doing the same job, or on the same profile, same designation, exactly the same experience, same knowledge, but if that person is having good English skills, good English speaking skills, you will definitely see in almost all the cases that person must be getting better salary package than you. And it happens everywhere, that guy, that person has got more opportunities of moving to abroad, of better education, of more wisdom, as a lot of content, be it books or be it video content, documentaries, or any sort of source, they are available in English only. So if you have got good English skills, so you get access to that content also. uh, you look more sophisticated, people respect you more, they take you more seriously, I've already mentioned, right? And a lot more opportunities are open to you. So there is no denying to the fact that yes, English definitely opens a lot of doors and everything, and your potential kind of gets stuck if English is not there, if you can't speak good English. So this is why working on English is extremely important. And I think the inability to speak in English is more psychological than the actual ability or than the actual understanding or knowledge of English. Because what I personally feel is that most of the times it's us only, who think things like, oh, my English is zero, or what if. We think a lot of what ifs, right? What if people start laughing at my English? What if people, how will people react to me? What if I get stuck while speaking English? What if I don't find the right words while speaking English? uh, what if I lose the opportunity, or what if I don't get work again, and a lot of things. So these thoughts almost always stop us from speaking in this language. And the reality is that the more we'll speak, the better we'll get. There is no other option. There is no other way out. It's just that we will have to speak. The more we'll speak, the better we'll get. The more habitual we'll become. The more habitual our mouth will become. There's a muscle memory that works. So it's just that we'll have to speak, and initially, definitely we are bound to make more mistakes. With time, definitely the mistakes will be reduced, but you won't get any day, where you can start speaking perfect English, because there is nothing like perfect English. There is nothing like you'll be speaking absolutely perfect English, because even the native English speakers, who have been speaking English since centuries, who are in the environment of that particular language only, even they also make grammatical mistakes. Even their English is not grammatically perfect. You can just never be grammatically perfect. You cannot, and that's the reality. And if you continue to think about being perfect at grammar, you can never get fluent. All the native speakers are fluent, and all the fluent English speakers, even having English as their second language, they're also fluent. I mean, whoever is fluent, they all make grammatical mistakes, right? But it doesn't stop them from speaking. I'm speaking in this video since last how many minutes? More than 11 minutes. It's been more than 11 minutes I've been speaking, and I know that I've made a lot of mistakes, a lot of grammar mistake, grammatical mistake, whatever it is called. I'm looking at myself in the screen, so because I know my hair are looking messy and whatnot, but it's okay. I'll fix them. Right. So they all make mistakes. So fluency is a different thing. Grammar gives quality to your English, but in order to get fluent, you need quantity. You have to speak English more and more and more. That's the reality, and this is how we get fluent. This is how we start to speak English more confidently. That is the main thing, right? So you just have to speak, and initially you will make mistakes. There is no doubt about that. Even if you learn grammar, even if you learn grammar simultaneously, or you have already got some good knowledge or understanding of grammar, still you are going to make mistakes initially. The mistakes will be more. With time they will reduce, and this is how it happens with everybody, right? So speak. You just have to speak as much as you can, and you just have to listen to English content as much as you can on a daily basis. I mean, it's not something that you can do once a week or once a month. No. If you do it once a week or once a month only, trust me, you can spend years or even decades of your life, and you won't be able to speak proper English, or you won't be even able to speak English, right? So even if you do this much of practice, but it should be consistent. It should be done every single day. Even if you speak for 2 minutes, make sure you do it daily. Even if you listen to English content for 2 minutes or 4 minutes, my suggestion would be to listen to English content for at least 10 to 12 minutes on a daily basis. Do it consistently and speak for at least 2 minutes. If you can't speak at all, speaking for at least 2 minutes initially is something that is going to help you a lot. In a matter of couple of months only, you will see significant change. Trust me on that. You'll see a drastic change in your spoken English. You won't become fluent, of course, but your confidence level will skyrocket, right? You will start to believe in yourself that, okay, I can speak English now. I'm speaking more effortlessly. The effort is lesser, the resistance is lesser. That's how you'll start thinking. So this is why I always emphasize on the fact that speaking on a daily basis is extremely important. Start with 2 minutes at least on a daily basis, and after a couple of weeks, like after 2 or 3 weeks, you can try to speak for at least 5 minutes per day. And trust me, you can easily do it. Initially, in the beginning, everything looks very difficult, or it seems like impossible in the beginning. But trust me, as you start to spend some time in anything, things start to make more sense to you, and you start to understand things, and that's how thing starts to feel bit easier with time. And once you spend some good amount of time, it becomes a kind of piece of cake. Like I'm speaking, so right now it feels not difficult to me. At least I won't say it's an absolute piece of cake for me, but I can easily say that I can speak whenever I want, and it has become very easy for me to speak in this language. Not a piece of cake yet, but still it has become way easier, because still I also think sometimes a bit of grammar and stuff. But it has reduced significantly, and with time, after maybe a few weeks or maybe a couple of months, it will be gone completely, because I am doing practice on a daily basis, and I have been doing practice on a daily basis. I try to speak as much as I can. I try to consume, although my consumption has been very less, but since last few days, I can say around a month, my consumption has also been there. So I consume English content, especially via audio visual content, like I mean the videos and the movies and everything, right? So yeah, consumption has also been there, and I'm doing it consistently on a daily basis. And let's see where I go. I would definitely go to a better place only. I would definitely start to understand better and better and better. My comprehension will definitely get better and better. It has already grown. It has already you know got better, way better than it was a month ago, right? So it's all practice only, right? Okay, I think enough for this video. I really hope this video helps you. If you really watch this video, or if you have watched this video with some complete focus or good focus, good attention, you must have got something of use for your own journey. And if you didn't understand any of the things, you can put that down in the comments, and I will definitely answer that to you. And you can also repeat the video if you really want to watch the video again and understand some points better. If you want to have one-on-one conversation or a speaking practice session with me, I've shared the links in the description, in the pinned comment. You can definitely go to the links. Those links are basically for the speaking practice only. So you can definitely have an English speaking session with me. I'm someone who couldn't frame even a single sentence in the beginning, when I started my journey. And from that day till here, now I think at least I can speak this language. So it has been a long journey. I also learned a lot of things and unlearned a lot of things. And then only, I got to this level, and definitely I'll get better and better and better with time. Thank you so much for giving your time, and I'll see you in the next video.